Jeff hit me from Augusta, and Jeff said, I won't hold you to these, but your early predictions last year gave me some good insight on the season. Do you have some early conference title predictions? Jeff, it is February 23rd. There is snow on the ground outside our studio, and we're in Nashville, not Yellowknife, not Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and you want conference championship predictions from me? Well, let me tell you something, Jeff. I'd be happy to. So this is a warning, because I always told you I'd give you a warning if I was ever going to clickbait you. I am not clickbait Pate, except this right here is pure foolishness. To give conference championship picks before spring ball is pure foolishness. I know it is. You know it is. Colin, when he makes the thumbnail for the segment later, he knows it is. I think Jesse knows it is. But you know what? We'll do it anyway. But just be warned, I can and will pivot off of these things at a moment's notice. ACC championship prediction. I can't even say it without laughing. ACC championship prediction you cannot hold me to legally in February. Give me Clemson over Georgia Tech. I got Georgia Tech going to the ACC championship game. Why? Because it's risk-free. No one's going to hold me to this. This has got to be Clemson's year. It's an all-in year for them. I've been very direct about how I feel about the immediate and then long-term future of Clemson football. Got no problem buying into the immediate future. I got Clemson winning the ACC this year, but I think Georgia Tech's got a good shot to meet them in Charlotte. I think Miami's got a decent shot to do that. Louisville's always a player there. Have no clue what to expect from Florida State. But Georgia Tech's no joke. Like Georgia Tech, had they beaten Georgia in that multiple overtime game, I think a lot more people would be serious about them. And in reality, it would have made no difference. But I think a lot more people would be talking about them. I like Georgia Tech a significant amount this upcoming year. Like, I think they could make some serious headway. And by that, I mean I think they could go to the conference title game. What about the SEC? Let me cut in really quick and ask, look, prayer hands, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you think you're subscribed, check and make sure. Over 50% of you aren't. It's free, it doesn't sign you up for anything, and it helps us keep the show free, college football year-round, the way God intended it. All right, back to the clip. I've got no Alabama and no Georgia in Atlanta. I would take LSU to win the SEC if I had to pick right now over Texas. I trust them at quarterback. They've got the 5th best odds to win the conference. As you've heard me say this already, so this is not hypocrisy. I've bet them already on FanDuel, and the odds reflect that. Did I just suggest to you that I moved the number? Yes, I did. Can I prove it? No. Is it true? Probably not. But you can't prove that it's not true. So LSU over Texas would be my pick right now. I trust LSU's portal moves. Now, this is where I've just got to be right, or this could crash and burn fantastically. I better be right about their portal moves. I think I am. Their defensive staff, year 1 to year 2, love the impact down there. A quarterback situation in an ocean of uncertainty at the quarterback position. I trust Garrett Nussmeier. Texas has kind of gotten to that blind belief status with me in that they've got so much to replace, but they've got a very soft conference schedule, relatively speaking, and I just trust them to backfill. So, yeah, LSU, Texas right now would be my pre-spring pick. I cannot believe we're doing this. Big Ten. I'd put Ohio State right back there. Ohio State over Penn State. Sounds reasonable. Give me that right now. You can't view Ohio State in a vacuum. So people will look at Ohio State and they'll say, oh, how could you pick them to win the conference? Look at all they lost. Well, I don't have them competing against last year's version of themselves. They just have to compete against everyone in the Big Ten this upcoming year. So that would be Oregon and Michigan and Penn State, and I think that they can hold their own there. I trust them at quarterback. Now, they're unknown. They're unproven at quarterback. I think Julian Saint is going to be a star in college football next year, so I'm high on him. It's just I trust the program, kind of like I do with Texas. I trust the program. Penn State has the kind of vibe about them this year that Ohio State had last year, where all those guys came back. They're, at Penn State's case, they're another year older and more experienced and proven at quarterback. Well, they're more experienced, okay? Proven at the championship level, they are not yet. I think Franklin backfilled on his staff very admirably. They get Oregon at home early in the year. Look at the schedule. Colin has it up right here. Oregon, they play them week 5 actually, because they've got a bye before Oregon comes in there, and it's Oregon's like 4th or 5th straight game in a row. So huge scheduling dynamic advantage for Penn State in one of their biggest games of the year. What we don't know is whether it'll be a whiteout game. We probably do know. It probably won't be. However, most of the time that just sucks for y'all because you can't have a whiteout game at night. But if the network of choice chooses to make you kick that game off at high noon, let's not forget that would be a 9 a.m. body time kickoff for Oregon. So could it be that we finally have a big noon advantage at Penn State? And then lastly, in the Big 12, I picked up 2 die, if you will. I hot aired them, I rolled them, because that is what it's like predicting the Big 12. And I came up with Texas Tech over Baylor to win this conference. That would be number 4 beating number 3. Baylor finished hot. Sawyer Robertson, big fan of him at quarterback. Texas Tech went all in the portal. And in a conference where anything goes, are there really solid favorites out here? Kansas State and Arizona State, for the record, are 1-2. Conference is impossible to peg. So give me a Texas Tech Baylor. I hope that sufficed. And you may have listened to that and said, that doesn't sound like your normal several layers worth of a breakdown. There are no layers. It's pre-spring. We don't even know who are on the teams yet. So naturally, we wanted to go down the predictive road tonight. Again, I can't believe we just did that. But there you go. Colin, I just made a face so that we could screenshot it. Because down the road, I want to say that I screenshot that once we've changed the picks 47 times.